If you're over 60 and you experience burning in your feet, numb toes, tingling, electric-like shocks, or balance problems, these are not simply signs of normal aging. They result from gradual changes in your body that have been building silently for years. Most people are told peripheral neuropathy occurs because nerves wear out with age, like an old machine slowly breaking down. Others hear it is genetic and unavoidable. The message, spoken or implied, is often the same: manage the pain and accept that it will get worse. What is rarely explained is that nerves do not fail on their own. They respond to their environment every day. They need steady blood flow, balanced blood sugar, proper nutrients, and low inflammation. When conditions are harmful, nerves weaken. When the environment improves, nerves can function much better than expected. Peripheral neuropathy is not a single disease. It is a pattern of nerve damage. It occurs when peripheral nerves, the long nerves connecting the brain and spinal cord to the rest of the body, start to malfunction. These nerves control feeling, movement, balance, temperature, and pain. Because these nerves are long and require a lot of energy, they are sensitive to problems like poor blood sugar control, weak circulation, inflammation, and nutrient deficiencies. This is why symptoms usually begin in the feet and hands, which are far from the heart and rely on tiny blood vessels. A key point is often missed. Nerve damage develops silently for years. Nerves are under constant stress without clear symptoms. During this hidden phase, proteins can change shape, blood vessels stiffen, the insulation around nerves thins, and electrical signals slow. The nervous system compensates, hiding the problem. By the time burning, numbness, or balance issues appear, damage is already significant. This delay makes neuropathy feel sudden and unfair, even though it developed step by step over many years. A major factor is a group of compounds called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These form when sugar binds permanently to proteins and fats. This changes how tissues function. Once formed, AGEs accumulate and are hard to remove. AGEs harm tissues that need flexibility, precision, and good circulation, making peripheral nerves very vulnerable. Glucose is fuel, but it is also reactive. When blood sugar remains high for long periods, glucose binds to proteins more often. Over time, this forms stiff, sticky crosslinks, similar to sugar caramelizing when cooking. Inside the body, this happens slowly but continuously when sugar control is poor. In peripheral nerves, AGEs cause damage in three main ways. They alter nerve fibers and disrupt accurate electrical signaling. They damage the myelin sheath, the protective coating that allows fast, smooth signals. Damaged myelin slows or distorts signals. They harm the tiny blood vessels supplying nerves. Narrowed or stiff vessels reduce oxygen and nutrient delivery. These changes explain the range of symptoms. Burning pain comes from irritated nerves. Numbness occurs when signals fail. Tingling comes from erratic nerve firing. Weakness results from poor muscle signaling. Balance issues arise when sensory input is unreliable. Another overlooked fact is that fasting blood sugar tests show only part of the story. Many people with neuropathy are told their sugar is normal because fasting levels appear fine. But fasting measures the lowest point of the day, not the harmful spikes. The greatest damage happens after meals, when glucose rises and stays elevated for hours. Repeated post-meal spikes over years drive age formation and nerve damage. With age, the body becomes less efficient at clearing sugar. Muscle mass declines, insulin sensitivity drops, and sugar lingers longer in the bloodstream. Aging alone does not directly cause neuropathy, but it lowers metabolic resilience. Combined with modern habits, snacking, late-night meals, processed foods, this creates perfect conditions for nerve injury. Vitamin B12 is critical. It supports myelin, nerve repair, and detoxification. Absorption often decreases with age, and medications like acid blockers and metformin can worsen this. Low B12 removes a layer of nerve protection. Standard tests can miss functional B12 deficiency. Levels may look normal but still be inadequate for nerve health. Many remain deficient for years before symptoms appear. Dietary ages also matter. They form in food, especially when grilled, fried, roasted, or browned. Preformed ages are absorbed and add to the body's burden. Cooking with steam, poaching, or slow cooking reduces ages. Once nerve damage begins, inflammation worsens it. Ages trigger immune responses that keep nerves irritated. Symptoms often worsen at night when circulation slows and inflammation lingers. Poor sleep increases insulin resistance and stress hormones, raising blood sugar the next day. This creates a cycle of pain, poor sleep, and nerve damage. Movement is one of the most effective ways to break this cycle. Muscles remove glucose after meals. Even short walks reduce post-meal spikes. The benefit is not intense exercise, it is better metabolic control. Muscle strength matters too. Muscle loss reduces glucose clearance. Gentle resistance training preserves muscle and protects nerves over time. Hydration supports circulation and glucose clearance. Dehydration thickens blood and slows capillary flow. Many older adults drink less than needed, increasing nerve vulnerability. Regular fluids improve blood flow with little effort. Stress also plays a role. Chronic stress raises cortisol, increasing blood sugar and insulin resistance. Stress alone does not cause neuropathy but worsens conditions that harm nerves. One of the most harmful beliefs about neuropathy is that nothing can be done. This leads to resignation. While severely damaged nerves may not fully recover, many partially damaged nerves can stabilize and function better when the internal environment improves. People often notice less pain, better balance, improved sleep, and higher quality of life when new damage slows. The goal is not perfection, it is protection. Every hour of stable blood sugar reduces nerve injury. Every good night of sleep supports repair. Every reduction in inflammation improves signaling. Small improvements add up over time. Neuropathy is not only a nerve problem, it is largely metabolic, showing first in nerves. Understanding this shifts focus from treating symptoms to addressing root causes. This does not promise miracles, but it offers meaningful influence over progression. As people realize neuropathy comes from long-term metabolic stress, they understand that nerves do not act alone. Blood vessels, muscles, hormones, the immune system, and the gut all affect nerve health. This explains why neuropathy rarely appears alone. Fatigue, poor sleep, digestive issues, balance problems, or brain fog often occur simultaneously. These are different signs of the same imbalance. Progress is gradual, pain may ease, sleep improve, balance feels steadier, and some sensation may return. Changes may be subtle, but are meaningful signs of stabilization. Long-term nerve health is shaped by patterns, not moments. Biology responds to consistency. Gentle daily movement is more effective than rare, intense effort. Stable routines matter more than short-term fixes. Neuropathy is something you have, it is not who you are. Your identity, relationships, and purpose remain intact. Every small supportive choice counts. Reduce insults, provide support, and the nervous system often responds with stability. This is realistic biology, not false hope. For many, the hardest part of neuropathy is uncertainty. Symptoms fluctuate. Some days feel manageable, others discouraging. This does not mean damage is accelerating. Nerves are sensitive. Temporary increases reflect sensitivity, not failure. Patience is essential. Nerves heal slowly and respond best to calm, steady signals. Sudden extremes in diet, exercise, or lifestyle often backfire. Consistency is safer than intensity. Gentle routines work. Walk after meals, maintain sleep schedule, eat regular meals with fewer sugar spikes, stay hydrated, and manage stress. These simple actions together improve the nerve environment. Self-blame is unnecessary. Neuropathy develops quietly, often while people followed standard advice. Lack of knowledge is not failure. Understanding the process now enables better choices. Support matters. Living with chronic symptoms can feel isolating. Family, friends, and healthcare providers can reduce stress, improve adherence, and enhance nerve stability. Neuropathy does not require life withdrawal. Travel, exercise, and social activities can continue with adjustments. Fear does not need to control daily decisions. The nervous system is shaped by its environment. Improve circulation, stabilize metabolism, reduce inflammation, and protect sleep. Nerves respond with steadiness. Pain may lessen and function improve, even if sensation does not fully return. The goal is not to reverse time, but to protect and slow further damage. Neuropathy is a signal, not a dead end. Small, consistent actions change the trajectory. Biology responds to patterns over years. One perfect day cannot undo years of stress, but steady patterns accumulate real results. Neuropathy is not a verdict. It is a signal to respond. Recovery may be partial, but stabilization is real. Pain may lessen, balance improve, sleep return. Even small gains matter. They increase confidence, reduce fear, and support daily life. The nervous system remembers. Treat it with care, steadiness, and support. Over time, it often responds with greater stability and function. This is not false hope. It is realistic biology. Even after years of damage, influence is still possible. The path forward is steady, not dramatic. Small, repeated, thoughtful actions accumulate into meaningful change. Life with neuropathy can shift from fear to knowledge, from helplessness to influence, from decline to managed stability. Awareness is the first step. Recognizing neuropathy develops slowly gives perspective. Symptoms are signals, not verdicts. They indicate attention is needed, not that decline is inevitable. Monitoring progress is essential. Track sleep, balance, foot sensation, and pain over weeks and months. Look for trends. Long-term improvement emerges slowly but measurably. Education reduces fear. Understanding why nerves are sensitive and how circulation and sugar affect them restores control. Control reduces stress, which protects nerves. Family, friends, and caregivers help. Shared routines, walking, earlier meals, hydration, support nerve and overall health. Social connection boosts emotional resilience, indirectly protecting nerves. Safety matters. Daily foot checks, protective footwear, and attention to minor injuries prevent complications. Vigilance creates confidence, not fear. Pain management is important, but not the only goal. Calming the nervous system, reducing inflammation, and protecting circulation often produce greater benefits than treating symptoms alone. The body responds to consistency. Gentle, repeated actions like post-meal walks, resistance exercise, hydration, and sleep hygiene create a supportive environment over time. Neuropathy is not your identity. You remain a person with skills, relationships, and goals. Focusing on what you can influence preserves independence and quality of life. Even advanced neuropathy can be managed. Sensation may be partially lost, but slowing decline allows confident movement, better sleep, and reduced discomfort. Preservation is meaningful. The essential truth is that neuropathy develops in an internal environment that can be guided. Improving blood sugar, circulation, inflammation, sleep, nutrition, and stress shifts the trajectory. Nerves respond gradually but noticeably. This is realistic, evidence-based influence. Every hour of stable sugar, every gentle walk, every good night of sleep, every mindful choice contributes to preservation. Over months and years, these choices accumulate. They may not erase past damage, but they change the story, from inevitable decline to manageable stability, from helplessness to meaningful influence. Neuropathy is a condition, not a sentence. It signals strain, but also opportunity. The environment that allowed damage can be redirected toward protection and preservation. With understanding, patience, and consistent action, progression can be slowed, discomfort reduced, and independence maintained. Small choices repeated over time matter more than dramatic interventions. The nervous system remembers. Treat it with care, support it consistently, and protect it. Over time, it responds with greater stability and resilience. Neuropathy is not a verdict, it is a signal. Signals can be interpreted, addressed, and managed. Realistic, consistent action allows life to continue fully. The journey is long but guided. Every choice matters. Every repeated habit accumulates into meaningful change. Walking, cooking methods, hydration, stress management, and sleep all contribute. Patience is essential. Nerve repair is slow. Some days may feel worse. Symptoms may flare temporarily. These do not erase long-term progress. Return to supportive routines and continue the pattern of care. Celebrate small victories, deeper sleep, steadier balance, reduced burning or tingling. These improvements reflect meaningful biological change. Support is essential. Family, friends, caregivers, and healthcare professionals create a stable environment. Emotional support reinforces healthy routines, benefiting nerve function. Foot care remains critical. Inspect feet daily for cuts, blisters, or redness. Moisturize, trim nails safely, wear protective footwear. These simple actions prevent complications and preserve mobility. Education empowers. Understanding blood sugar spikes, inflammation, and circulation transforms fear into actionable knowledge. Knowledge reduces anxiety and restores agency. Neuropathy does not define identity. You remain a full person. Maintaining perspective allows life to continue fully despite symptoms. The nervous system responds to its environment. Consistency, support, and low stress improve stability. Even partial improvements, less pain, better balance, improved sleep, significantly affect quality of life. Full recovery may not always be possible, but slowing progression and preserving function are valuable goals. Stable blood sugar, gentle movement, and good sleep protect nerves. Small, repeated actions accumulate meaningfully. Peripheral neuropathy is a signal, not a verdict. It reflects long-term strain, but also opportunity. Adjusting metabolism, circulation, inflammation, sleep, and lifestyle shifts the trajectory. Nerves respond, and stability becomes possible. Consistency is key. Biology responds to patterns, not bursts of extreme effort. Gentle, repeated, informed actions over weeks, months, and years shape the nervous system more than occasional dramatic interventions. Release guilt. Neuropathy develops slowly, often while following common advice. Lack of prior knowledge is not failure. Understanding now enables effective action. The path forward is steady, informed choices. Each action supports nerve health. Each moment of stability adds to the larger trend. Over time, these reshape the nerve environment, allowing life to continue fully. Neuropathy may be part of life, but it does not define it. With patience, consistency, and understanding, function can be preserved, pain reduced, independence maintained, and meaningful activities continued. The nervous system remembers its environment. Fewer insults, more support, and consistency often lead to improved stability, resilience, and function. This is realistic, evidence-based biology. Neuropathy is something you have, not who you are. Thoughtful, consistent responses influence outcomes, protect what remains, and support a fulfilling, active life. The story is ongoing, but not fixed. Every thoughtful choice matters. Every repeated habit matters. Over time, they create meaningful differences. Peripheral neuropathy is not a sentence. It is a signal. Signals can be addressed. With knowledge, patience, consistency, and support, life can remain full, active, and meaningful. Understanding neuropathy changes how life feels. When symptoms seem random or inevitable, fear grows. When seen as responses to long-term conditions inside the body, they become signals that can be interpreted and managed. This awareness alone reduces stress. A calmer nervous system sends fewer danger signals. Muscles relax, blood vessels open slightly. Pain sensitivity decreases. Subtle changes over time improve daily comfort and confidence. Progress does not require perfection. Missed days happen. Symptoms may flare without clear reason. These moments do not erase long-term benefits. Returning to supportive routines consistently is what matters. Neuropathy care is not about chasing immediate relief. It is about creating stability. Stability allows the nervous system to stop overreacting and start conserving energy. That conservation is where real improvement becomes possible. Many people find that once progression slows, life feels bigger again. Walking becomes safer, sleep becomes more reliable, fear loosens its grip. Attention shifts from symptoms back to living. This does not mean ignoring neuropathy. It means understanding it well enough that it no longer dictates every decision. Peripheral neuropathy is not personal failure. It is not weakness. It is the visible result of invisible, long-term stress. Recognizing the strain allows it to be reduced. The nervous system is not fragile, it is responsive. Treat it with steadiness, consistency, and respect, and it often adapts with greater stability and resilience. That is a truth many people are never told. What ultimately matters is not seeking certainty, but rebuilding trust with the body. Trust grows when actions are repeated, when symptoms are observed without panic, and when progress is measured over months, not days. Neuropathy asks for a different pace, a slower, steadier pace. This may feel unfamiliar, but it often proves sustainable. Over time, the nervous system learns from its environment. When the environment becomes calmer, more predictable, and less demanding, nerves adapt. Signals soften, reactions slow. Stability replaces constant alertness. This is why informed care changes outcomes, not by force, but through alignment. Daily habits that support circulation, metabolism, sleep, and emotional balance help nerves work with the body, not against it. Neuropathy does not define the future. The future is shaped by what happens next and by what is done consistently. This shift, quiet, steady, grounded, is often the most important change of all. Every small choice counts. A walk after meals, a night of full sleep, a glass of water, a few minutes of deep breathing, these may feel minor. But repeated daily, they create an environment where nerves can slow further damage and sometimes regain function. Consistency matters more than intensity. One perfect day cannot undo years of stress, but steady patterns over months and years can rewrite the trajectory. Neuropathy is not a verdict, it is a signal. A signal invites attention, adjustment, and support. Responding to it preserves function, reduces pain, and maintains independence. Recovery may be partial, but stabilization is real. Pain can lessen, balance can improve, sleep can return. Even small improvements matter. They increase confidence, reduce fear, and support daily life. The nervous system remembers. It remembers both stress and care. Give it fewer insults and more consistent support, and it often responds with greater reliability, stability, and resilience. This is not false hope. It is realistic biology. Even after years of silent damage, influence is possible. The path forward is steady, not dramatic. It is built from small, repeated actions, thoughtful habits, and informed choices. Over time, these accumulate to meaningful change. Life with neuropathy can shift from fear to knowledge, from helplessness to influence, from decline to managed stability. Peripheral neuropathy came quietly. You can meet it with quiet determination, not with force or urgency, but with patience, understanding, and daily kindness toward your body. You still have influence, you still have time, you still have choices, and every choice in the direction of stability is a step worth taking. Take the next small step today. Your nervous system is listening, and it often answers with greater steadiness when treated with consistent care. This is your biology at work, not against you, but with you, when given the right conditions. You are capable of creating those conditions, one gentle, repeated action at a time. Many people discover that the moment they stop seeing neuropathy only as pain or loss and begin seeing it as information, something important shifts inside. The body stops feeling like an enemy. It starts feeling like a system that has been asking for help in the only language it knows, symptoms. That shift in perspective alone lowers the background level of tension. Less tension means less cortisol. Less cortisol means steadier blood sugar. Steadier blood sugar means less fuel for age formation. Less age formation means less ongoing irritation to already sensitive nerves. It is a quiet chain reaction. One small change in how you think about the condition creates space for small changes in how you care for your body. Those small changes compound quietly, the same way the damage once did. You do not need to become an expert overnight. You do not need to overhaul your entire life in one weekend. You only need to pick one or two supportive habits and stay with them longer than the discomfort tries to pull you away. Maybe it starts with walking 10 minutes after dinner instead of sitting right away. Maybe it starts with drinking one extra glass of water in the morning and one before bed. Maybe it starts with moving the largest meal of the day earlier so blood sugar does not stay elevated while you sleep. Maybe it starts with choosing poached or steamed food 2 or 3 evenings a week instead of always grilled or fried. Any one of these is enough to begin with. The power is not in the size of the action. The power is in the repetition. Your feet may still burn some days. Your balance may still feel uncertain at times. Sleep may still be interrupted now and then. But the trend can move in the other direction. The bad days can become less frequent and less severe. The good days can become more frequent and more reliable. That difference is worth every small choice. You are not asking your body to do the impossible. You are asking it to do what it is designed to do, adapt to the environment it lives in. Give it a calmer, cleaner, more nourished environment, and it adapts toward stability. Give it the same old environment of repeated sugar spikes, poor sleep, low movement, and chronic tension, and it adapts toward more of what you have already experienced. The control you have is not total, but it is real, and real control, used consistently, creates real change. Start again today if you need to, or keep going if you already have begun. Either way, the nervous system is paying attention. It does not judge yesterday, it responds to today. And tomorrow it will respond to what you do between now and then. That is the quiet power you carry. One day, one habit, one choice at a time. You are still here. You are still listening. You are still able to act. And that is enough to keep writing a different ending. Take the next small step, whatever it is for you right now. Your nerves are listening, and they often reply with steadiness when the care is steady. This is biology working the way it always has. Only now you understand it better, and understanding gives you influence. Use it gently. Use it consistently. Use it for as long as you are here, because as long as you are here, influence is still possible. And that possibility is worth protecting. One gentle action at a time.